Good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is the news on 90 International, and we're live from the nation's capital. I am Ruth Aguela. Let's bring you the headlines. Nigeria and Ethiopia signed two bilateral
of Nigeria's full support and full commitment also to greater economic integration amongst our people. They have huge challenges with corruption and also the capital flight, a lot of the resources trapped in foreign countries. And so they're also keen to learn from Nigeria how we have gone about repatriating a lot of the funds that have been stolen, because they have the same challenges too. And of course, Mr. President said that we're willing to, to share experiences.
He wants to emulate from Nigeria how the president has gone about in his war on anti-corruption. Whereas the people of Ethiopia have embraced the fight, and it's not a popular policy, Nigerians are still fighting the fight. And once corruption is not removed, there will be no development. The economy will not grow. The citizenry will also not grow. So there is need now for us to change our national attitude to governance, our national attitude as citizens, and then embrace the good policies of the president, and then join this war against corruption.
As a fallout from the talks, two landmark agreements on defense cooperation as well as visa waiver for diplomatic and official passport holders were signed between the two countries.
On defense cooperation, the two countries need to counter terrorism and promote closer collaboration in security areas. So the signing of that agreement is a step forward for our two countries to move forward. The second one has to do with exemption of visas to ensure that we create people-to-people contacts and then move forward our interest in the official political cooperation.
Apart from being Africa's leading countries, demographically, Nigeria and Ethiopia are both multi-ethnic and multi-religious countries, amongst other commonalities. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In a related development, President Muhammadu Buhari has restated the unshakable resolve of Nigerian government towards combating and defeating all acts of criminality, banditry and terrorism for sustainable peace and development in the country. He, however, appealed to Nigerians to support and cooperate with security agencies as they remain steadfast in defending and preserving national unity, stability and territorial integrity. This was at a meeting with the Executive Committee members of the Nigerian community in Addis Ababa as part of his state visit to Ethiopia. Again, State House correspondent Adam Sambo will tell us more.
At the instance of President Muhammadu Buhari, participants at the interactive engagement coordinated by the chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabri Erewa, observed a moment of silence in honor of Nigerians brutally killed by Boko Haram terrorists last Monday in Borno State. Describing the incident as unfortunate and intolerable, President Buhari said the federal government will not relent until terrorism, insurgency and other acts of criminality are brought to an end.
Protecting Nigeria, fighting corruption and bringing prosperity to our people remain key priorities of our administration.
On economic matters and doing business in Ethiopia, the president noted the challenges being faced by some Nigerian investors in the country and directed relevant ministries to take up the matter with a view to resolving all complaints amicably with the Ethiopian authorities. Commenting on diaspora voting, President Buhari told the people that he is not against it, but legislation is required to make it a reality. He, however, expressed concern that in the diaspora have not been projecting the country in good light, urging them to change their ways and obey the laws of their countries of residence.
You are our ambassadors in the face of our country abroad. The world is therefore watching you and would make judgments on Nigeria based on your comportment and actions. Second, in whatever legitimate engagements you find yourself, you must strive to excel and be the best. Third, while you are out in the diaspora, do not forget home, as you represent some of the best human assets that Nigeria possesses.
The federal government, he said, is committed to supporting and protecting all law-abiding Nigerians, both at home and abroad, to prosper. Nigeria's ambassador to Ethiopia, Bankole Adeoye, commended President Buhari for reciprocating the visit to Abuja of the former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, given the country's zeal to develop stronger ties with Nigeria.
This is one of the most professional group of Nigerians anywhere in the world. They are distinguished Nigerians, they are prominent Nigerians, and they have continued to show us in very good light.
Nigerians in this country, we can assure you, are making positive contributions to the country. We are proud that the Nigerians we have here are not the Nigerians that give you trouble.
The Nigerian community in Ethiopia has the highest concentration of professionals working in international organizations such as the African Union and the United Nations agencies, which President Buhari described as correct representation of the Nigerian spirit of excellence. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And away from Ethiopia, back home on power generation, we hear that 1,350 megawatts of electricity is expected at the national grid, courtesy of the United States government. This was on the sidelines of the ongoing Nigerian International Petroleum Summit in Abuja. Mia Ogidi reports.
Day 2 of the Nigeria International Petroleum Summit, and it's a sunrise for the Nigeria power sector. 1,350 megawatts of electricity at the threshold. More than $1 million offering coming from the U.S. Department of Trade and Development to build gas-fired plant in the Federal Capital Territory. With an estimated 202 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves and large quantity fled to the skies on daily basis, the federal government declares 2020 as a year of gas. So, U.S. and Nigeria putting pen to paper in taking advantage of this declaration for the greater good of all.
Once built, the Abuja power plant will be yet another example of how the United States and Nigeria are working to develop durable solutions that meet the needs of the people of Nigeria, create jobs, and foster increased bilateral trade and investment.
Well, we are very grateful for the United States government to come in to help us. What this is going to do to us is to de-risk the Abuja power plant. Every one of you here, including the local oil companies, that it is a tax we must do. Don't focus on the profits. That you must create prosperity here so that we can create peace here so that all of us can live in peace. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
That was on the sidelines. So, now the main event of the day, the technical session, primarily focusing on proper and prudent management of African resources for the development of the continent.
We need to start building outwards industrial cities that utilize these energy resources to deliver the required growth of the African economy.
The journey Africa must take, that is energy transition in view of global energy dynamics, was absolutely a delight of the panelists. Mia Ogidi, NTA News.
And more on power generation, the federal government has further demonstrated its commitment to commence the construction of Mambila hydroelectric plant, with inauguration of committees to mobilize resources to deliver 3,050 megawatts of electricity to Nigerians. Joshua Ojito will tell us more.
These are members of the Interministerial Steering and Project Delivery Committees, carefully selected to facilitate the takeoff of the Mambila Power Project and deliver it. They will, among others, work with the Taraba State Government for land acquisition and the Chinese Exim Bank for funding of the project. While Minister of Power Saleh Mamman is to head the Interministerial Steering Committee, Overseeing Director of Renewable Energy in the Ministry of Power, Farouk Yusuf Yabo, is chairing the Project Delivery Committee.
The Ministry, prior to inauguration of this committee, has already taken a number of critical steps to ensure the successful takeoff of the project.
We have been given this responsibility and we intend to make sure that we deliver on the mandate given to us.
The host community will cooperate to make sure that this project is executed timely.
The project will cut across 7 local government areas of Taraba State and when completed is expected to boost power supply in the country. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And from promoting power generation, we move to promoting food security. The federal government is